So here we go. Like I said, bonnet up in a service position and remove everything you can on top of the engine covers, what have you. This is what it looks like. And you've got all wiring harness covers off, etc. I've plugged all the wire in and I've just tied it up out of the way so I can work underneath it. Now, as you can see on this side, this EGR valve is still lifted up out of the way, and there's my new thermostat housing in place there. Comes with new bolts. Nice bit of kit really for 100 quid thereabouts. You might want to think about changing these hoses here. Mine were okay, but it's up to you. There's hoses down the back there that need to come off. That's why you need to get the EGR valve up out the way. And then there's hoses obviously on the front, which you need to remove. This side, I put the EGR valve back in place now. I'm going to put this hose back on. There is a big hose underneath the EGR valve on this side too, so you also need to get at that, hence lifting the valve up out the way. On the valve there's one bolt there. You can see the blanking plate I've put in there too. I'll show you the pipes in a minute. There's another bolt there, one at the back and one opposite down there, and then you should be able to lift it slightly out of the way, as is that one, just so you can get underneath to work on it. What else can I tell you about that? There's brackets on the fuel rails which you'll have to take off, both sides. That one's back on. It's just the brackets for the harness, wiring harness carrier, and it also bolts the fuel rail to the head. So once you've got those out of the way, it's only 2 bolts, you've got a lot more room then. Air conditioning pipes have to come off. Just undone them and folded them back over here, just like that. There they are there. And then these water pipes, just put them out of the way, lift them off, put them over here out of the way. 4 of them there. Now, to get the injector wiring off, there's 2 plates, or 2 covers, both sides of the engine, which you have to take off to expose these little injector plugs. That's the same on the other side. They're a little bit fiddly, but you've got to get them off, otherwise you can't do the job. So that's about shows you everything under here. Here's one of the plates off the near side. So 4 bolts in the bottom and then another 3 on the top. Those are the ones that go over the plug on the injectors. So this is the near side now. Also, when you take the battery out, you can split the battery carrier to give yourself some more room. So that just unbolts and then like half of it comes out. If you see what I mean. Look at there. This is the piece of EGR connecting pipe that I've blanked off. So that piece there goes into the intake manifold, and that piece there, that manifold there, is where it goes on to the actual valve itself, where you've seen the plates that I've put in to blank it off. So that'll be another study anyway. We'll see what happens. So just to show you the other side now. Same again on this side. more or less the plates down the side to get at the injectors and the plugs. I managed to leave the dipstick in and just move that around out of the way. You can have a proper look at the new thermostat housing there now. It's a bit fiddly, wires and pipes everywhere and plugs. Make sure you label up all your plugs in case you get mixed up. And of course, don't forget to put rags or gloves in your intakes or whatever, in case you drop a socket or something. So that's that. Here's the actual intake manifold. So now you can see I've put the EGR banking plates in both sides of them. But like I said, there's also, you probably know, but there's butterfly valves in there which also coincide with the operation of the EGR valve opening and closing. Whether I can leave those unplugged, whether I'll have to delete them, or whether they'll be alright left plugged in, I don't know. That remains to be seen, but we'll try and sort it out after anyway. So that's that. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts in that. And a little vacuum pipe in the middle there, which controls the, you can see the little arm on it. It controls the crankcase gases through these pipes here. So that's that. Okay, I'll show you the old thermostat housing now. Right, this is the culprit. You can see somebody's been putting rad weld or something in it. It's been leaking from, there's a glue joint here, and that's where I think it was leaking from. Down there, there was rad weld everywhere. But this, as you can see there, the joint started to separate, look, and that's where it was seeping out of. Not terrible, but enough to give me a little drip. All this rad weld was put in before I had it, which I don't like really, but that's it. So that sits like that on the engine, this bit facing the front. Now then, this was a tight bit that I had to break off. So all it is this piece here with an O-ring on it, which sits in in between the two heads in a hole in the casting, so that belongs there like that, like so. So once you break it free, you can easily get that out after. There's a new O-ring, comes with a water pump, or it did with mine anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. And then this part also comes with it, with a new thermostat and a new sender unit. That's on there like that. And then this is a bracket for carrying the wires, and that's the left hand side plate to cover the injectors. And again, there's the other half of the cover over the fuse box, whatever, by the brake pipes. So that's it for now. I'll show you again when I carry on getting towards the end. Okay, look out for number 2.